So, how do you make your hardcore world into something really special? Well, let's find out together. By the way, I've got a Discord now, the link is down in the description. Now, let's go on. And I think the most important way to do this is to build. I love building, farms are important, but for me, farms are just a way to build better. Now, I've made some great buildings on this world, or at least I consider them to be great. There are some much more talented builders, but I think I'm still not too bad. But there's one problem. None of them are actually properly finished. Or at least one kind of is. The others are not. Because a build is only ever really finished when the landscape around it fits the theme. And that is why in today's episode I'm gonna look over most of my builds I've done so far and improve them by making a better landscape around it and connecting them to the outside. Yeah, I ended up having a little bit of a brain lag there, but you don't need to see that. Now, I think I'm gonna start with the first and maybe most obvious build. By the way, this is the one that kind of fits because it's just a ship in the ocean. I'm getting distracted. We're gonna start with the obvious build, my starter house. Now, how is this not completed? I mean, it's an island and it's in the water, it's kind of with the ship in it. Actually, it's not, because this isn't connected to the bottom. Now, at the time, I couldn't really complete it because I didn't just have shulker boxes of stone. But these days, I actually do. And with that, I can just go here and take some stone and maybe some tuff, because I wanna have some variation. And then pull the whole island thing down there. So, you wanna see how you build an island that looks good? No, an island, not an island. Maybe it's an Ireland. No, well, I also wanna know, but I think I've got an idea and I'm at least gonna try out. Let's try if I actually know what I'm doing. This is gonna be interesting. Some shulker boxes of stone. I really don't have a lot of tuff. Let's take dandesite. Let's take dandesite. That's what it's called, of course. And then my favorite way to do it is, if I've put down all of my shulker boxes, is to just put most of my inventory up one slot, basically everything except my pickaxe, and then I can take some andesite and some stone and randomly mix it together. And now with my mouse I can just scroll infinitely if I press one button. Then the scrolling wheel isn't blocked anymore. And now I can start building. And I think I want to have this island stand out and be thinner on the bottom actually, which may be counterintuitive, but I think wouldn't look too bad. And the thing is, I can't just build everything because that would probably look horrible. But I'm just gonna start by making like every 10-20 blocks some sort of pillar down there that looks okay, and I'm gonna orient myself on that or by that, and then when all the pillars are done I can put down the walls between the pillars. So that's, in my opinion, the way to do this. And for this small island this really didn't take too long. It's just 4 minutes later now and all the pillars here are put up. Yeah, I don't know what to say now. Now I can do a connection between two of them. Let's take an average sized gap. This one is probably not too bad. And I'm gonna fill this one in and see how long it takes me. So let's fill in a gap. 1.5 minutes, it really took no time, probably only 1 minute actually. And this is one average size gap, and how many gaps do I have? 1, 11, 12, 13. 13 more gaps, so in just a quarter of an hour I'm gonna be done. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, it literally just took me 20 minutes, or it will have taken me. Why do I say this and why do I calculate something if it only takes me a quarter of an hour to do? Anyway, let's start. And now, sometime later, it did take a little bit more time than I thought, but still like less than half an hour, I've got a completed island. And with that the island is done, but I think I want to kind of improve all of this here. And I don't really know how to do it, but I think the easiest and best way to do this would be to kind of destroy at least the houses here and do something else. And overall turn everything into kind of an industrial land thing where I can get my resources and have my normal home. Also destroy this ugly breeder, put another thing farm somewhere else. And yeah, I think I could do a little time lapse of destroying all of these houses, because that could be satisfying. So let's start. Bang. Wait, no. Bang. And with that I've got this island, and I've made it quite a bit lot bigger. I've removed all of the houses. How you can see, there's still some path. I think I'm gonna remove that, just forgot that. But I have used all of the beacons that are still left to have quite a safe and cool island here. Now the effects that make everything even more safe aren't here at this point, but I am actually thinking about not including all of these things like strength and resistance, because there aren't any mobs spawning this little peninsula. For now I think these three effects are fine, and I haven't totally terraformed this. I haven't thought about how much you could still do at the spawn island. That's gonna be a project for another day. But I think this it actually looks like a meteorite which came down. Also not a bad look, not what I was going for, but ended up quite interesting. And here I terraformed this, and then I gave up on the giant thing. But one day I'm gonna completely overdo this spawn stuff here. For now it's at least much more functional and cleaner. And with that, 1 out of 4 things are done. And I'm at day 896. So now the next thing to renovate would be the drill and the western house, so the area there. But actually one thing I wanna do first of all is a mob head platform. Now you may not know what it is, but it is basically a way to get mob heads when thunderstorms appear. I've thought about how to best do that, and I've come to the conclusion the best way to do it is to make it so you can't get blown up. No, that's wrong. To make it so your platform can't get blown up. Now how do you do that? Well, you take some material, let's just make it stone for now, and then you make lots of slabs, and if you cover everything in waterlogged slabs, then explosions won't destroy blocks. I think using all of this, we've got 18 stacks here. We could make a 32 by 32 platform. I think roughly that should be possible, because for 64 times 64 I would need a stack of stacks, and I've got a little bit more than a quarter of stacks, and if I halve both of the factors I get a fourth. Quick maths. And now yes, luckily I didn't actually know if this was the case. When you place a slab in the water it gets waterlogged immediately. Now let's build this platform. Let's build this thing. I just can't say that word. 32 blocks, I think. Let's put it away from the ship a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 blocks to the side. And now we're half a stack of blocks in this direction. And with that, we can fill that in. So it did take a little bit longer than I thought, and I made it a little bit longer because I realized that a rectangular shape is pretty bad, because 32 by 32 means that because in a 32 radius mobs can't spawn, I actually create the biggest platform you can without getting any mob spawns. Mob spawns, I really butchered that. But now I've got a like 20 block wide thing, and how I experienced in the last night, the night of day 897, now it's 898, it does work quite well. A lot of mobs were spawning. So I think our mob head platform is done, and we're probably gonna be able to test it out this episode. But we can now make the biggest transformation and improvement in the area back there. I nearly said improvisation. But actually I haven't thought about one thing, which is how or which materials do I need to do this. I would say probably some coarse dirt, a little bit of leaves, and then I could take some dirt and some terracotta and just terraform and mark where I wanna do things. Yeah, I think if you don't really have an idea of what to do and how to do it, that's the best way. But then I realized that I actually need something, because I need quite a few more beacons. So now I'm here at my main fortress in the Soul Sand Valley, of course, because most of the mobs are spawning there. Now let's change to chest plate. Luckily I can one hit these guys with smite. And let's see to get how many heads I can get until I'm at day 900. Or I run out of rockets. Now I'm at 898. Just got the first one and the second one. And the third one just got dropped. That went quite quickly. Still at 898. Just got number 4. Just got number 5 out of a tight situation with like 7 of them. And 6, there it's lying. With that I've already got 2 beacons. Number 7 and number 8. And with 8 heads I'm also already at day 900, but I'm just gonna get another one. Fighting with F3 is not the best idea. I'm just gonna get another one because then I can get 3 beacons. No. 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 In total, I said no over 40 times, but in the end... yes, finally! And now... I am just gonna fly off. Don't wanna see this fortress again too soon. But one thing is, we got many bones and lots of coal. But then, when I decided to fight the withers for my beacons, I did something that could have lost me this world. So, let's place the soul sand. And then the wither heads. But now, just when I started recording, I got an idea that might potentially be very dangerous and stupid, but I think I can pull it off. Let's get a bow. Actually, let's use a crossbow for once, and not even a normal crossbow with some boring old arrows. We can make a crossbow with some deadly old arrows. No, rockets. And yes, for that I'm gonna have to sacrifice my offhand totem. But you might already have realized what I wanna do. That's right. Spawn 3 withers at once. Just drink one of the strength potions, because I've got 4 anyway. Load a crossbow. And then 1, 2, 3. Honestly, I'm just gonna fly away if this gets too dangerous. Wait. Too many predatory noises. Hostile creatures. 20%. But with this we can shoot all of them at once and damage them even while they're in their second stage, which is crazy. So I don't even have to use my sword. And now I should probably eat a golden apple. And I am down to 1. And I've killed all of them. This was surprisingly smooth. And strength was probably surprisingly worthless, because I only used my crossbow. Oh, I've got the stars and the heads. So this is how you kill 3 withers at once, without holding a totem. Probably not the best idea, but it worked. And now I'm here in the western area, and I've got to put up some of the beacons. I think one's gonna go here, that gets all of this area, and then maybe one here that gets this sort of area. And then, after I've built that up, the first thing to do, I think, would be to expand this hole, because it doesn't really fit the size of the drill. The drill's gigantic and the hole's not much bigger than it has to be. So, let's put up some beacons and build a hole. Dig a hole. 1 here. That's done. And 2. And now that's there too. So now we can actually dig a hole. And now I'm at day 908 and I've got a very big hole. So there it is, quite expanded, but I did lose 1 pickaxe, so I'm gonna have to redo that. And also, when I'm doing that anyway, I could redo my shears, because when I enchanted my shears in one of the last episodes, I forgot to put efficiency on them. And now all of that enchanting's done, but I didn't really make any clips there because that's not particularly interesting. Let's blow something up, because I need 3 more ancient debris. And I didn't even have to explode, I just found some while digging. Please say it's... nah, it's only 2. Maybe these 8? Yes, got it. Thanks. Now I can take my pickaxe and enhance it. Silky Drill 5. The order of the universe is now officially restored. Let's go improve some builds again. And now I think after all of that's done, the most important and first thing to improve is this block of grey concrete, because like this it looks horrible. Now how I imagine it's gonna be is not too spectacular, but more visible. I'm gonna make this mountain to go down like it does here until it's much further down, like this or something. And then of course I'm gonna extend it here so that this has something to stand on. And then I think I'll make an entrance. I don't think an interior is needed, but at least a little bit of an outside that suggests that some people are living here and operating this gigantic machine. So let's start by doing that. And now here I am. I've cleared away lots of mountain. Not quite as much as I had to clear away in the hole, but it's still quite a lot. And I've just kind of destroyed a big part of this. And of course at this point it looks quite bad and quite symmetrical. It doesn't look very natural. But I'm gonna have to do that now and make it look like that. But now I've of course got to extend something here and then detail everything. And also I wanted to show you, it's very helpful with these pickaxes to have a whole shulker box of them, because I've already used up 6. Imagine having to go to the Enderman farm 6 times in the matter of a few hours. That would have been horrible. And also with that I've now mined 81,000 blocks with a netherite pickaxe. When I started digging this hole here it was at 22,000. So I just mined 60,000 blocks in this episode. But now that's enough with statistics. Let's make this platform a little bit bigger. And now I have built this. So you can see it's now standing on actual ground. Then I'm gonna detail this. Just forgot to do that. And then I need some sort of door kind of here. It's gonna be in the middle, but like... okay, that was a fail. Like I said, some kind of door here. I think I wanna leave this hill like it is. I don't wanna make it look like the hill bent for the people to go up there, but it's just gonna be as rough as this. And then the people, they built some man-made structure down there or up there so that someone can live here. Also I will then need some windows and things like that. And then I think I can do some general western area modification with things like bushes. Now I know there are dead bushes like these. I'm gonna place these as well. But also I wanna make some bigger custom dead bushes. So let's do this. And behind me you can already see all of the things I did, or at least some of them. So first of all everyone sees the windows. Then you can see this exit from the upper level. Then here all of these guys, I've got a little place where I imagine there's just one family that has this job and has to work here at the giant corporation which just moved here without asking the people that already lived here in the western village. So this family lives here, nobody really likes them in the village, and they've got their own playground for the kids and the swing. And then they're making some trees. This is probably the only sort of tree that grows here. Then here is how they get many of their resources out of here. Maybe I'm gonna build a little wagon with horses and a little bit of a path. Maybe I'm gonna continue it until here where I can't see it anymore behind the mountain. But for now this is the path design with some very simplistic lamps. I also improved the hill of course, and that's everything I did. And I think it looks okay, except this chest monster. Now I can present something to you, which I've just built up here. And these are these bushes. So, that bush, very simplistic. also quite simplistic, a bigger bush, then we've got these two, and then a little thing that's already kind of a tree. And I think in this populated area, so around this house there, and down here, and maybe around the drill, I don't know, I'm gonna randomly place these, and there are gonna be more and more of these around all of the buildings. And then there's gonna be these sorts of bushes everywhere, but for now I'm gonna put them at the already finished builds, and I think it's gonna look quite good. And with that we're gonna have a finished western village. Let's do this. And now, on day 935, I have done this. Now you can see I've made all of these bushes, which I think look quite good. And I think I've made enough of them, but not too many. Then I'm gonna have to hide the beacons later. I've made a little bit of a path here. I have made paths up here as well. Way down here, I've already tested it, it works with the horse. And some more, what do you call this? Some more fences so that no one falls down anywhere. At the steep cliffs I've tried to make those. And I think overall this looks quite good. And honestly, really love this area now. It was far harder and took far longer than my starter base, but I'm happy with it. So now I'm gonna hide the beacons, and you're gonna go to the ship, and I'm gonna show you what an amazing person on Discord taught me about ships and how I could improve mine. And then I'm gonna build an amazing organic there, but now let's go there. So now about these improvements I wanted to make. Well, someone told me a lot of tips for building a ship, and I'm just gonna swoosh it into existence. And here you can see that thing. And let's go a little bit further back. It looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. And the person who told me this was a fish on the Soundeffects Discord. Here's a screenshot of that. And yeah, I've made the masts quite a bit bigger. That was his suggestion, so that I've got more things to hang sails on. Then I've made this bowsprit, I think it's called. I've then also looked at a ship that he told me about, and after that I've decided to remove all of the acacia extra bit here and just make the ship be more peaky there, I don't know what you call it. As well as here, I decided not to have some weird normal iron thing, but make the ship just get to this form, which I think looks much better. I think the thing I did this after was called Agamemnon or something. I'm gonna give you a picture here now. Also, the red flags up there, and of course the stripes things here. I could have made those out of wood as well, but I think the iron fences work. And now the ship itself is of course done, but I already had a great idea in the last episode. I didn't want to finish it there because I thought it would take quite some time, but I actually think it's gonna be quite easy because I want to build something next to the ship. And for that I'm gonna give you one more very quick time lapse. I hope you'll like it. And now on day 952 I finished this. You will have already guessed what it is. It's a sperm whale, of course. I think it looks quite good. You may think it looks kind of small because these guys are really big in real life, but you have to realize that this is 15 or 16 blocks long, and that's absolutely enormous. It just doesn't look too big in Minecraft. Then also the fountain might look quite small, but it's actually already, I think, bigger than an actual sperm whale fountain. And overall I'm quite happy. I think he looks very good. So now, to answer the thing in the thumbnail, ultimately, how do you improve builds and make your world something really special? So well, you could do, sometimes you just have to finish something, like here. I just had to finish the island. Sometimes something's quite messy, I have to clean it up. And even though I'm not done here, I think it's a lot cleaner now. Sometimes, like in the western village, it will just take some time and you've really gotta put some thought into it. And mostly I thought, what would the people there need and how would it look? And I looked at some images of movies and things that were in the Wild West to try to detail it. And then sometimes You've just gotta listen to the geniuses that you can find out here, like people who actually know how to build chips, and I absolutely love how this one turned out now. So, I'm happy with every build I've built here, and for this episode, I'm out. I hope you liked it. You can like and subscribe, and in the next one I'm gonna hit 1,000 days, so be prepared for that. I've got something very special planned. So now, have a great day, and I'm out. Let's make a spin. Yes.